The laughter echoed through the grand chamber of the Galactic Council like thunder rolling across a dead world. 700 species. 42 star systems. And every single delegate was laughing at the human. Fleet Admiral Nathan Reeves stood at the center podium, shoulders squared, jaw locked, eyes forward. He had walked through the burning corridors of the USS Prometheus when its reactor was bleeding. He had pulled 3 pilots from vacuum with nothing but a tether line and a prayer. He did not flinch at laughter. But he heard it. Every note of it. At the elevated command tier, Galactic Council Commander Kale of the Vrithian Empire leaned back in his crystalline throne, his forearms folded, his compound eyes shimmering with amusement. Kale was ancient by human standards, over 900 cycles old, and he had presided over the collapse of 3 civilizations. He had learned to recognize futility when it stood before him in a uniform. Admiral Reeves, Kale said, his translator caller rendering his clicks and hisses into smooth, condescending standard, let us review what you have presented to this council. He gestured lazily at the holographic display. 47 warships. 12 orbital defense platforms. And what did your report call them? Railgun batteries? The laughter surged again. You come before the assembled might of the Galactic Accord with railguns and ask us to take your species seriously as a defensive power? Nathan said nothing. He let the laughter run its course. He was good at waiting. Delegate Muir of the Salvathi Collective clicked its mandibles. The humans have existed on the interstellar stage for less than 60 of their years. They have no fold-capable warships. No directed energy arrays above Class 3. Their vessels use chemical propellant in secondary systems. More laughter. They are children playing soldier. Nathan placed both hands flat on the podium. Commander Kale, he said, his voice carrying without effort, the voice of a man who had given orders over the screaming of tearing hull plating. I came here today to formally request that the Council recognize Earth's sovereign exclusion zone and withdraw the Vrithian expansion fleet currently holding position at the edge of our system. Kale's amusement did not fade. And if we decline? Then I go home, Nathan said simply. And we handle it ourselves. The chamber went quiet for exactly 1 second. Then the laughter returned, louder than before. Kale raised a hand to quiet his delegates. He studied Nathan with the careful curiosity of a predator examining something small and unfamiliar. Admiral. The Vrithian 6th Expansion Fleet consists of 412 vessels. Your entire military force could not scratch their formation screens. He tilted his massive head. Do you understand what you are saying? I understand exactly what I'm saying. Nathan picked up his data tablet, tucked it under his arm, and looked Kale in the compound eyes. Do you understand what I'm saying? He turned and walked out of the grand chamber. Nathan was back aboard the UNSS Dunkirk within 6 hours. The fleet was waiting, all 47 ships, hanging in tight formation at the edge of the solar system, the familiar blue-white marble of Earth glowing behind them. His communications officer, Lieutenant Yara Osei, turned from her console the moment he stepped onto the bridge. Sir. The Vrithian fleet hasn't moved. They're still holding at the boundary. Commander Kale sent a message. He says. I know what he said. Nathan moved to the command chair. How long have our research teams been working on the fold signature analysis? 11 years, sir. And the signal spoofing array? Deployed and calibrated 3 days ago, sir. Colonel Hargreaves says it's ready. Nathan sat down. He was quiet for a long moment, looking at the tactical display, 412 Vrithian ships arranged in a perfect crescent formation. They were beautiful, in a terrible way. Massive fold-capable dreadnoughts, each one longer than Manhattan Island. Escort fighters that could crack a moon. Against 47 human ships and railgun batteries. The Council had been right to laugh. On paper. Lieutenant Osei, Nathan said, get me Admiral Vasquez on the San Jacinto. Admiral Park on the Sol, and Commander Okafor on the Lagos. Also patch me through to DR. Meta at Titan Station. Yes, sir. And say. He paused. Tell the crew to get some sleep. We move at 0300. Kale was reviewing trade logistics when the first alert hit his flagship. Then the second. The third. Then every alert on his board lit simultaneously, and his tactical officer was screaming. Commander. We're detecting fold signatures, hundreds of fold signatures, emerging at bearing 337, bearing 091, bearing, the officer stopped. Recalibrated. Commander, they're everywhere. We're reading over 600 human warships. Kale was out of his seat in an instant. That is impossible. They don't have fold capability. Confirmed hostile targeting locks on our flagship. Weapons signatures are, another pause, longer this time, filled with the sound of frantic recalibration. Sir, I'm reading directed energy arrays. Class 6 minimum. On all 600 vessels. 600 ships. Class 6 arrays. Kale stared at his tactical display. The human vessels had materialized from nowhere, surrounding his fleet on every axis. No approach vector. No warning. They had simply appeared. His calm crackled. A human voice filled the bridge of his flagship, calm, almost tired. Commander Kale. This is Fleet Admiral Nathan Reeves of the United Nations Space Command. You are currently surrounded by the full operational strength of Earth's defensive fleet. A pause. I know what your sensors are telling you. I know what you're seeing. I want you to think very carefully about your next move. Kale's tactical officer was shaking. Commander, our formation screens are, the targeting locks are inside our screens. How? How long? Kale demanded quietly. They could fire at will. We have no counter-positioning available. Kale closed his eyes for exactly 3 seconds. 900 years. He had watched civilizations burn, and he had always been on the side with the larger fleet. He opened his eyes. Open a channel to the human flagship. Nathan watched the calm light blink active. Admiral Reeves. Kale's voice, for the first time, carried no amusement. You are using fold signature spoofing. False ship signatures. There are not 600 human vessels. No, Nathan agreed. There aren't. He let that sit for a moment. But you don't know which ships are real. And every targeting lock you're reading is coming from our actual weapons systems. Every one of them is live. He leaned forward slightly. You have 412 ships. Even if you destroy every false signature, even if your point defense performs at theoretical maximum, some of ours are real, Kale. And our railguns are already inside your formation screens. We calculated the entry vectors 11 years ago. Silence on the channel. We are not warmongers, Nathan continued. We never have been. We came to the council peacefully. We asked politely. We got laughed at. He paused. That's fine. We've been laughed at before. Every time, we went home and we worked harder, and we came back better. His voice stayed level. The question in front of you right now is very simple. Do you want to test whether our railguns can crack a Vrithian dreadnought from the inside of your own formation screens? Or do you want to go home? The channel was quiet for 47 seconds. Nathan counted. The Vrithian 6th Expansion Fleet will withdraw, Kale said finally. Effective immediately. Nathan exhaled slowly through his nose. Thank you, Commander. He reached for the comm switch, then stopped. One more thing. When you report back to the Council, and I know you will, tell them something for me. What? Tell them we built the spoofing array in 3 days. The fold signature analysis took 11 years. Nathan's voice didn't rise. It didn't need to. Tell them we've been working on the other things for longer. He closed the channel. On the tactical display, the Vrithian fleet began to move, slowly, then faster, folding away into nothing, one ship at a time, until the space at the edge of the solar system was empty and quiet. Lieutenant Osei turned from her console. There were tears in her eyes that she was absolutely pretending weren't there. Sir. They're gone. Nathan nodded. He looked at the display for a long moment, at the empty space where 412 ships had been, and then he looked at Earth, hanging behind them, blue and small and stubborn as it had always been. Set a course home, he said. Nice and easy. No hurry. He stood up from the command chair and walked toward his ready room. And someone make coffee. Real coffee. It's been a long day. In the grand chamber of the Galactic Council, the laughter was gone. It did not come back.